I've analyzed hundreds of coaching funnels at this point. Some of them are going to absolutely suck. Like the text all broken, the design's awful, the copy's terrible. And some of them are going to be good. They're going to be looking sleek and you got a nice VSL on there and the design's all cool. But a lot of them across the board are just lacking story. And that means that you're just alienating people when they land on your landing page or they land on your funnel. So you could have the best content you've been able to build up a really good audience. But if you're just alienating people, you're not being relatable, you're not telling a story, then you're just not able to essentially get the number of sales and change the number of lives that you're actually wanting to do so. And a lot of people will just think, okay, yeah, I'm just going to tell my come up story and I'm going to say, yeah, so I was broke, and then I'm going to hope that this person's going to relate to me because I was broke at this point. But there's so much more you need to do than that when it comes to storytelling, because you need a good origin story. You need to be able to put the people in that situation, but you also need to tell stories that overcome different internal beliefs, external beliefs, stories that help you show the mechanism in which you teach. And I'm going to tell you a story that shows you how important it is with being able to connect with people in this way through the story selling funnel, as I like to say. So when I was about 10 years old, I'd just gone up to the new school, like the secondary school, and I was telling my mum, I'm feeling a bit shy when it comes to meeting new people. And she said, well, first of all, that's pretty normal. And then second of all, well, your dad also experiences this. And what he does is he asks people questions. And whenever he's meeting someone new or if he's feeling a bit uncomfortable, he'll just default to asking questions. And I was like, surely that can't be that simple, because I see him like in his work or just with family members, or also he was my rugby coach as well, and he didn't seem shy at all. But then there was one time in the rugby club, and I don't know if you experienced it, or if you just really want to leave somewhere, maybe you're with your parents or when you're younger and you just really want to leave somewhere. This was me at that time. So I was really wanting to leave the rugby club. I was done. I'd played. I was tired. And then this man, the head coach of the other team, came over to speak to him. So I was feeling a bit impatient, and I was like, oh, okay, I hope this is over. But then this man just kept talking and talking and talking. And I was like, well, why is this man talking so much? And I realized my dad was doing what my mom had said. My dad was just asking questions, and this guy was getting warmer and warmer and warmer towards him. So then I went from desperately trying to leave, I don't know, probably wanting to just go and play my game and enjoy the rest of the Sunday afternoon, to really seeing my dad kind of do exactly what my mom had said, asking these questions, and this man just connecting with him so much better. And people love my dad. They really, really do. His from his job, the people at his work, or the people that he touches through sport as well, and people that come into contact with him, and they all say to me, like, you've just got such an amazing dad. And I think that's part of it, to be honest. And he's really able to connect with people. So I went through my teens kind of with this in the back of my head. Like, if I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable or it's a new situation, I'll just try and ask some questions. And I did really feel like I was interrogating people at times, or I wanted to avoid interrogating people. And when I was 15, I met my friend Nick, and he is probably my friend that I'd say is the most magnetic in terms of social situations. I travel with him quite a bit, and if we go somewhere new or we meet some new people, he'll be that person to kind of make our groups connect. And he is just a very magnetic person. And I was thinking, like, it was several years ago now, I was like, wow, like, I really like talking to him. And I was like, well, why do I like talking to him? And then I realized, well, I've just talked about myself, and not just the kind of surface level, what I'm doing at university or what I'm doing in my job, but it was deeper than that. And I realized, well, he's just been able to ask me really good questions. But then the thing that he does is he sounds so interested when he's asking those questions, and he approaches it with childlike curiosity. And I thought that's just so interesting that he's able to be interested, first of all, but just approaching everything with childlike curiosity. It could be someone that he's like directly interested in, they've got very, very similar interests, but then someone they could just be from completely different walks of life, and he's still got that curiosity, and maybe they're he just wouldn't normally get on, but he's able to get people talking in a way with depth that I don't see from any other person. So I was like, okay, I know questions are important, but now I can see the childlike curiosity behind it. So then I started to use that as an approach to my life. And some people say I've got the gift of the gab, but I don't think it's really that. It's not really about talking. And like, some people will be able to talk about themselves a lot, and yeah, like that might be something, but this isn't really like the gift of the gab. It's more just the ability to be interested, relate, and then ask the next question to go a level deeper and get these people to connect with you. So I really started to see in real time like the value of people connecting with you, the value of people feeling like you understand them. So I tried this. I tried to approach my conversations with this childlike curiosity that I've found, and it made everything easier in terms of connecting with people in my business, like on sales calls. I didn't feel like I needed to follow this regimented script or anything. It was just that I had the framework, I wanted to go a certain way, but I could still have this childlike curiosity when it comes to the next questions I had asked. Or if I'm learning more about one of my clients would regularly say like, or even on sales calls, they would say, I just really feel like I can trust you, or things like that. And I was like, wow, like, this is powerful, right? This is really, really powerful. And it's just these curious questions that I ask one step at a time, and I've been able to use that in business, and that's helped me a lot. And also, I've got a girlfriend now, and this might be part of the reason why. I don't even know. But yeah, back when I didn't have a girlfriend, if I would go on a date, then I would just use it then as well, just having this childlike curiosity with questions I'd ask, and then the person I was seeing would just be talking, and they feel like they really connect with me really well, and I'm just there just asking the questions. So making this adjustment, it made everything in my social life or my business life, even when it comes to hiring, these people that would work with me on my team, I would just really feel like I connected with them so well. And I think it was just the natural questions, the curious questions that I'd ask along the way, and people feeling understood by me. And that was a huge shift for me. And it's like that ability for people to feel understood is like a lubricant when it comes to the trust that they have for you and the way in which they connect with you. So if you are in business, if you're alienating people by not showing that you understand them, and you're not being able to be relatable, then this is going to make the trust and everything so much harder. So you might be seeing, well, you can't have a one-to-one conversation with everyone that enters your funnel, obviously. But a lot of you are just using a funnel, and a fancily designed funnel, and not really thinking about what's going into it, what's going into the webinar, what's going into the free training, what's going into the VSL. But if you're able to put people in your situation and show that you really understand where they're at, you're not asking them questions constantly, just like I have, and you'll probably be doing in your own social situations. But by really telling someone a deep story, and everyone's got their origin story, I was broke here and now I'm not. But it just goes so much more than that. It's so much deeper than that in terms of how you communicate your story and the types of stories that you tell. So there'll be the origin story, yes, but then you also need to tell the stories that overcome internal beliefs, the stories that overcome external beliefs, the stories that tell your mechanism in a deeper way. So if you're missing that, you're alienating your people, and they're just not going to be able to trust you in the same way. Now, a lot of you might have good, strong audiences, so then your marketing does the sales for you. Yeah, great, that's a good situation to be in. But if you ever need to sell cold traffic, you need to get these people to connect with you. And the only way that you can do that is through story selling funnels, because you don't have the ability, as I said, to ask the questions with childlike curiosity that's going to get them to connect with you. So they need to connect with you in a different way. And that way is going to be through stories. And that's particularly important this year, next year, 10 years in the future, because with AI, and I don't even know what's going to happen with social media and them creating AI accounts or whatever it may be, but AI can't take your stories away from you. So story selling funnels is what I'm all in on. It's what you need to be building out. And you can take this into your VSL, you can take it into your webinar or your free training. And this is what's been crushing it for me and my clients so far. So that's why I'm all in on the story selling funnel. I hope you enjoyed the way in which I packaged this into a story as well. If you want the storytelling built out for your business, for your coaching company, then just use the link below. But then if you want to see more breakdowns, then you can check them out on my channel, or you can stick around and wait for the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.